Welcome to Talk Purpose and Truth, shifting you into higher consciousness. A show that elevates, uplifts, and encourages listeners to grow, heal, awaken, and evolve. Eden and Kim include bold topics, interviews with inspiring guests, experts, and celebrities, intuitive readings, channeled messages, mental health awareness, and hot topics to expand your awareness. Tune in for unprecedented truth, authenticity, on-purpose discussions, and magic.
Hello, everybody. This is Eden, and I'm here with Kim. Welcome to another episode of Talk Purpose and Truth podcast. How are you, Kim?
I'm good. Good to be here. I've seen you in person lately a couple times, but we haven't recorded in a few weeks. So
yeah, I know it's been a while. We took some time off, but now we're on a roll. And we're so excited about this new guest that we have today. But first, I wanted to ask you, today I was supposed to have a first appointment with a nutritionist. I'm, working on getting healthier inside and out. So she ended up having to cancel this morning. She had an emergency, but I was so excited because she was going to be doing a cacao ceremony with me, and because she focuses a lot on trauma and how that relates to possibly being overweight. So she said that that's something that she uses as a tool to help people with healing their trauma and then kind of getting the body more in balance. So because I didn't get to do that today, I had some here, like a little hot chocolate thing, and I tried it. This is my first time. I think it's the thing that a lot of people have been doing lately. But I think you tried it this morning too, didn't you?
well, you said that, and then I was like, oh, that's funny. I don't think I've ever really consciously bought and tried cacao. And so I ordered like a couple days ago when you said that. I ordered some online, like the little almost like chocolate chip things,
The
but
nibs.
they're cacao. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I feel like I've had a few spoonfuls here and there, and I feel like it gave me a slight feeling of a little more focused energy and calmness. It doesn't last throughout the day, but it lasted like, a couple hours maybe. And so I feel like it made a subtle difference. And I'm sure as you use it or eat it more often, then it gives you more benefits. I don't know. We'll have to ask our guest if she knows more about this too.
I know.
What about you?
The only thing I felt was tired. So she said, I remember the woman that I'm going to be meeting with next week instead. She did say that it's something that really calms the nervous system and it just calms you down. So it might be that I had that kind of effect from it, but I think the one that she's going to be using is it's like high potency. I don't know if there are different levels, but we'll see. And
Okay.
I'll let everyone know, I guess, how that one goes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to introduce who we have here today with
I'm already
us.
thinking of brownies. You guys talking about cacao. I have to tell you how
You use it? You make brownies with it?
Yes, sorry, I jumped in.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm thinking chocolate when you sorry, go ahead.
No, that's a good idea. And I've tried the one I have here that's like a powder, like a hot chocolate. I've used it for like as a protein powder kind of in place of a real protein powder, because I know there's protein in it, but like to make a shake. So I think you can use it for a lot of things. Anyways, okay. So Loa, and you say your name Loa. How do you pronounce? Okay. So we're here with Loa, and for some reason, tell me your last name. It's not in front of me. It's not here in front of me. But Loa, yeah, so we're excited to have her. We've been watching a lot of her videos on Instagram, and she's just everything is so helpful that she's been sharing. She's devoted her life to learning and practicing many different modalities of holistic health. She's a nutritionist, author of an award-winning book, energy medicine practitioner, personal training specialist, public speaker, and etheric clairvoyant. As an influencer and viral content creator, she shares cutting edge information that supports the development of the psyche and the healing of the body. And there's also something very fascinating about her that she shared with me, and that I'm going to share with everyone else. Um, she's a seventh born green eyed child, 9 times great granddaughter of 3 different women who were burned at the stake or hung for being witches. And what she knows to be true is that they were actually not witches. They were Christian women with medical and healing abilities. Um, so I think that kind of makes her just even more. She feels like it's a shoe-in for doing healing arts. I have that kind of similar background with my ancestors too. Um, and it just kind of like places us on that path. It seems that we're just kind of doing what we're meant to be doing, but at the same time, I think we're doing it better. I hope we're doing it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the first time someone asked me about when I said, yeah, I'm the 7th of 8 children. And he said, oh, wow, you're the 7th born. You must be in the healing arts. And I was like, I am, but I didn't know that. I didn't know about the whole history of that, how the 7th born, and they used to say the 7th son, but now it's the 7th born, is usually the child that goes into the healing arts. And it's true for me. And then when I found out about my great grandmothers, and it is public record, they were doctors and healers, but at that time in the 1600s, you kind of, as a woman, weren't allowed to know more and do better than a man. You could get in trouble for it.
You talked about easing tension in the heart area, and then also like overwhelming anxiety, panic, stress. And I've had it's such a long journey, but I never was really someone with any sort of anxiety issues. And I started having these heart racing and crazy fight or flight anxiety that would last for days. And then it would not. And I thought it was hormones, and I went to tons of different specialists. I'm telling you the very fast version because some of the people on the show have heard. Finally came to the conclusion that it was my breast implants, recently got them out. So I barely even entered detoxing from that. But I'm still having it off and on. And it's like really difficult to handle because it's not the mind anxiety. It's like my body's into this crazy fight or flight. And so I wondered if you had heard of that, anything like fight or flight type of anxiety that's physical, and if you had any suggestions.
Yes, and thank you for giving me the background on that. The very first, the most important thing when you're dealing with what you just described to me is to check in with the inside of the body. And when you're in fight or flight, you don't feel like checking in because you want to run, you want to go, there's all of that activity happening. But when you're not in that moment, that's the moment you send down a grounding cord. You just keep reconnecting yourself to the earth so that when those feelings do come up, you at least have a sense of where your body is. Because if I were to say to someone who has anxiety, let's meditate, they'd be like, really? Oh,
yeah.
It's a step-by-step process. The first thing is to remember that you are a child of this earth. You belong to this planet, and it's your birthright to connect to it. So as you set your feet down, just do it. Just set your feet on the floor and then close your eyes and go right into the arches of your feet and just feel them and know right where they are. And then just wiggle your toes. Just connect yourself that way. It's very simple, but you are part of this earth. And that will help you just kind of stay in your body. So when flight or that whole feeling of, I got to go, I got to run, when that anxiety, that panic sets in, you at least have a sense of, I'm here. This is my body and I'm here. And the other thing I would say that once you connect through your feet, you then come up right above the pelvic floor and just know where that place is. Go inside your body and just know where that is. Some people have never done that, but you have an energy center there, and that's your root center, and it connects you to the earth. So if we can just get the awareness of those two places kind of extending down, reaching for Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is there to heal you and help you whenever you need you girls. That's why she's there for. She will take whatever you need to release. She'll offer up energy when you need it. That's why she's there. So if we can just have the awareness of connecting through your lower centers, then as you come like right into your heart, just take your shoulders back. Like if I'm sitting here, like just watch my body for a second. I'm not gonna shrug or anything. Let me just get my collar out of the way. Just watch what I do right here. So I just rose up at least 2 inches, at least 2 inches. If you watch the top of my head from where it came from to where it went, and that all happened in my spine. I didn't shrug, I didn't do anything. It's just in the spine. So if you lift yourself up, then you can open up through your heart center. When the heart gets closed off, you're more prone to confusion and fear, because heart energy has wisdom. It has this beautiful wisdom. And when it's kind of condensed and closed off, you don't have access to it. So just by lifting, rising up and connecting to what's right here, what you're radiating right in front of the heart, for a woman, it is off the charts powerful. You just have to connect to it.
Kim, yesterday you said to me when we were talking about this, that you have people making the suggestion to you to do the grounding work, the meditation, when you're feeling panic and anxiety. But you said, I can't. How could I possibly do that when I'm in the middle of it? And now Loa just said, do it in between when you're not having that feeling. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I do it when I'm in it, because I'm in it so much. Like, it's just like so often now that I do meditation and yoga and grounding, but I have never done it quite the same way she just suggested. So and it's interesting because I'll do healings with people in similar ways to what you said, but I haven't done that with myself. You said.
One thing I would say too, Kim, I don't know why that thumbs up just went there. I don't know.
I went like this.
Oh,
how funny.
One thing I was going to say is that coming through what you did in a breast augmentation removal, there's a situation in the body where you have organs that are being compressed by something that is in the body. And then when it's released, there's a breach in the fascia. So to take them out, there's a breach, right? They have to cut through the fascia. That's a whole situation for the way your body moves. Mm-hmm. When emotion stays in the body, so we're dealing with fear and anxiety and whatever else rolls off of that, whether it's betrayal or mistrust or whatever. I haven't spoken to you about it, so I don't know exactly what you're saying. But that lands in the body and it can be stored or somatized in the body. One of the most important things you can do to really free yourself of this forever is to come to a place where you can just forgive yourself, your body, your tissues, your cells. Just forgive all of that for whatever your part, whatever happened. Try to release and forgive and have an understanding of yourself. And then as you do a deep stretch, do you know what a pigeon is in yoga? Pigeon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have one leg that tucks under the body and you just kind of lay down on top of that leg. That's a really wonderful exercise to connect to a somatic release. So basically, if you're on the floor and you've got one leg tucked under, you just go to a place of clarity, take a nice inhale breath. And as you come down over top of that leg, just let the breath go from wherever it needs to go. Let it come from deep down in your gut or your belly or from your back, wherever it comes from. All you're doing is allowing for that. You're not forcing or sending or doing anything. You're just connecting to what needs to go. And then as you settle down, just take that break. Just be with it. And let that be released from your body. And after doing that over a series of time, you can have a big impact on what you free yourself up. And the way you'll know, like, don't take my word for it, the way you'll know if this is working, the space between panics it will just expand and expand and expand until you don't have it anymore.
Okay. I love that. Thank you. I think that's really helpful for so many people, because I just personally have a ton of clients and friends who have similar types of things going on. And a lot of women with hormonal stuff have that going on. So I think that's huge. And I haven't looked at it doing it in that way before, so thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah. When it comes to, hormone balance is a big, big part of the aging process. And you have to be really fearless and really open to getting to know yourself and just getting to know your own soul, who you really are. Because hormones are liars. They can make you feel some kind of way. They can make you agitated when there's no reason for it, when your normal self would not be agitated, and they can make you sleepy when you don't. Why do I need to sleep? My body is fine. You have to really, really have a sense of who you are, and when there's something kind of coming at you that's hormonal, and that allows you grace. It just allows you to go, okay, I'm kind of feeling that. I don't really know what that is. I'm going to give this a minute. Just going to go make a cup of tea and see what I can do with this, or maybe I'm going to go stretch a little bit, or I always say, do a little energy medicine, but that it helps you manage your hormones. That's for sure. Because anxiety takes them out of flux.
Yeah. And I think it needs to be talked about more, because I think a lot of men don't understand that. And then poor young girls, like my girls, like I have to explain to them, like, okay, you guys, this is happening because of hormonal changes. You're not really in a bad mood. It's just like, it's causing you to be, because they'll be kind of confused by it, and it is confusing, because your true self is going, but I'm really upbeat and bubbly and happy. Yeah. And then your hormonal self is like, I'm irritated at everything, and so you feel crazy sometimes.
It comes down to self-awareness, because there are many factors that can throw your hormones into a fit. And the biggest culprit in our culture right now is fake food, because it's everywhere. Fake foods that come in a package, sauces in jars. And if you read what is in it, it is all, there are so many toxic, synthetic, fake, cheap oils. And for a woman, it is so detrimental. It throws your hormones so out of whack. It'll mess with your thermogenics, so you can't lose weight when you feel like, I normally would have lost a pound after doing what I've just done. It can mess with you on so many levels, and especially for children and young girls. I can't even tell you how important it is to keep them free of fake food, just real food.
It's great tips.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I want to just sit and talk to you for hours. You just have so much wisdom, so much knowledge. Okay. It's so relatable too. Like, just everything you're saying is so relatable. So we also wanted to talk about repetitive racing thoughts. It might be along the same lines of what you just talked about, but do you have any tips on that?
Yes. Well, the practical tips are we have to get to the reality of life. We can't keep living in this culture that we're living and saying, well, now I have this problem, but then you're still scrolling on your phone. It's 11 o'clock at night and you're going like this, but then I have these racing thoughts and they should stop. But then you're still scrolling and you're still drinking that big giant thing from some drive-through place that had all the fluff and sugar and whatever. It's like, you have to take responsibility and say, to me, I'm speaking for myself right now. My mind, my brain it's my top priority. I want to be able to think clearly. I want to have equanimity within me. I want to be able to not freak out when the world is freaking out. I want to be in charge. I want to be an energetic badass. That is my goal. So I protect my brain, and I'm careful about the amounts of sugar, and really careful about fake food and dyes and food colors. All of those things, they are a toxic hit to the brain. They all affect what you're talking about, anxiety. They are anxiety producing. So you put all of that, a diet of fake food and sugar and artificial colors, you put that on top of the fact that now we're scrolling like this. We don't even think through Okay, I just did an endorsement for an ad, and they wanted it cut up every 3 seconds because people can't listen to something. So basically, if I'm like this and I'm talking and I'm telling you a story about something, and people can't connect like that anymore. That's where we've gotten to. And marketing companies telling me cut it up. Okay, cut, made it shorter, and so people they can listen to it. But that's where we are. That's where we are. So we each have to take responsibility for ourselves and say, okay, it's 9 o'clock at night. What is my bedtime? What is my rising time? You have to know that about yourself. You have to know when you eat a certain meal, and if you pour something on it, you have to know how that makes you feel. If you drink, now you're on your second cup of coffee. How does that make you feel? If you haven't had fresh food in a couple of days, where is your energy? All of those things should be in a notebook and written down so you know that about yourself, because we are so quick to turn it all over to the doctor and let him tell us what to do. Well, his training is pharma. So all he knows, he's doing his best to give you a pharmaceutical that's going to help you with what you said. But you are the one that should have the information to be able to cut to the chase and, resolve that issue. I just keep saying, go within and listen to your body.
Yeah, it seems to be the answer for everything.
Yeah. Well, and if I have to find a gift, and I think that Eden could agree, like different times when we've had something going on, not that I want anymore, but when we've had times when something's going on in your body, it teaches you to know your body really well and to tune into your body and know, oh, wait, I can't do that right now. Oh, I need this right now. But it takes a lot of strength to do that, to be able to sit with whatever's going on and go, okay, I'm just going to this uncomfortable feeling. Or let's say somebody got the flu. Okay, I'm going to sit with the symptoms and just deal instead of panicking and trying to drink Dayquil or whatever, you know what I mean? And so I think that also teaches you to go inward.
We've lost the ability to be uncomfortable. And if you want to be really powerful in your life and in your body and with your aging process, you got to expand your comfort zone. You have to be able to just expand it and get connected to what doesn't feel right and learn to resolve that within yourself. We're so quick to just not want to feel anything uncomfortable. So we quickly take an antacid. We quickly take a this or that, when really you can heal it yourself. You have to listen. You have to know what doesn't work for you and what really does.
Yeah, I think many people, society have an addiction to comfort. We need to be comfortable at all costs.
We're so good at it, aren't we? I mean, Americans, we have the best sofas. Go to another country and sit in their living room. You'd be like, what in the hell is this? Like my sofa over there, it's like cushy and nice. I'm sure yours is. Like we do chairs, we do cars, we got comfort, we have comfort food, we have 2 refrigerators. Like we got it. You know what I mean? Everything's arm's reach. Yeah.
Right.
So, okay, one other topic I think was very interesting that we saw on your page was about chakras, opening chakras, and why it can cause issues if they're all open at once.
If they're all open, yeah.
Within the energy centers of your body, there is a balance, and you have 7 major energy centers, and we know they're there. It's not, it's. I mean, if you Google it, you can get some information that might be accurate. I don't know. There's a lot of people saying things that aren't actually true, but we know that you have 7 major energy centers. You can have an electrocardiogram. That's the energy around your heart. You can have the energy around your brain. There are tests for that. We know that energy is there. There is a balance between your energy centers. Your chakras partner with each other so that they work together. If one of them is too open, nowadays, most people are way too open down in the belly. Most people who have anxiety are way too open in their second chakra down low between the hips. And they just absorb other people's energy. They just feel everything in the room. Empaths are good at this. And it can be
That's me. That's us. Yes.
it can be very exhausting. And the
Yeah.
one that you need to remember is that your energy centers are not all meant to be wide open. Like we talk about opening the heart. We were talking about that earlier. Your heart is so powerful. It doesn't need protection. It is so powerful. Your heart, we can open it, we can let it expand, but we don't want to just throw that whole chakra open where it's lost its wisdom. It's now so feeling and so worried and so emotional. There's a balance of heart energy. There's a balance of root energy. There's a balance of crown energies up here. That's your connection to spiritual things. And so it's not, more is more all the time. We want to create balance through each of those centers. The way that you get into anxiety is when your seat of emotion is your second chakra. It's down low in the belly. When it's too far open, you feel too much. Things hurt more than they may need to hurt you. You're feeling your friends' troubles and everyone else's troubles, and it can make you an emotional wreck. It can make you feel like you're going to have just a breakdown, or you can go into overwhelm really easy. So it's a matter of shoring up your own centers. And I always say, don't choose empathy. We've given it the wrong connotation in our culture. We think, oh, be empathetic. You know what? Compassion is so much more powerful. Have compassion for someone or something, because that leaves you with your power to still help, to still be available, to still maintain what's going on. You haven't dropped into a puddle of tears like they're in a puddle of tears. An empath is going to feel what they're feeling and do what they're doing. And now you've lost two, not just one. Now there's two that, so I always say compassion is what you want to have. You want to be able to have an understanding, but still manage your own centers.
Yeah. Not to take on other people's stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
just closing up that you have a central meridian right up the very front. And if you can think of it like a zipper, you just close it right up the front to the bottom lip. And that helps you that's your etheric field where you're closing it very close to the body. And that just kind of keeps your own energy with you.
I like that.
Is that, how often do you do that?
I do it all the time. You can do it with your intention. Sometimes I physically, at the end of a class, when I'm teaching a group, we all will close right up the center. But if I'm sitting in a car with a toxic person and they're starting to go off, I'll seal it all up. I have to call it just hazmating up.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Especially for people who are empaths. I think it's important to have tools like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think some of the most important lessons for people are that, a lot of us grew up maybe trying to fix people or people please or be such an empath that we were taking on someone else's issues and, oh, I have all these problems. And then thinking about it like, wait, they're all related to friends and family. And so trusting that, okay, even though this family member or this friend is going through something really chaotic or sad, it's their journey. And so you can be, like you said, I love that you said compassionate, but you don't want to take it on. You want to trust that they're in their journey. You can be there for them in a compassionate way, but taking it on is going to punish you, and then you're not going to be any good for them. So it's important to be able to allow that to be their journey, and that's very hard for some people.
Such a good word. I was talking to a woman the other day, and she said, Loa, I looked in the mirror and I didn't even recognize who was looking back at me. And she started to get tears, and I was just kind of listening and kind of talking. And she told me about her divorce, and she had been treated really badly by her ex. And then she was telling me about another thing that was going on with her kids. And I just kind of listened. And the thing is, as women, we like you called it a journey. We all have our story. Everybody's got a story, but there are so many things that can be done for each of us to manage our own level of forgiveness and allowing for the good. And we get so focused on what what we don't have or what we think we should look like. And really, I don't ever want any of my clients to feel like that, like looking in the mirror and going to tears. So when I created the reverse aging masterclass for that very reason, for I don't want any woman to ever say that to me again. That was very, very, it was very heartfelt. So, and thank you for letting me mention it, because I want women to know about it. There are 5 pillars, because when it comes to aging, it's not just about the face. That's what we think of, because this is what we look at. It's the first thing you see when you meet someone, and your face resonates who you are from your organs and from your body. That's true. But your hormone balance has a lot to do with what's going on in your skin. Your cell repair has a lot, that's your nutrition, has a lot to do with what's going on with the repair of your body. That's how you eat. So within the masterclass, there are 5 main pillars. And within each of those, I'm walking them through step by step, and everything posturally, spine, the stuff from my days in Hollywood, tips and tricks about the face, and all the other classes that I teach are also free once you're in that class. So I do live calls, and those live calls have allowed me the chance to really talk to women and hear them. Like, I've enjoyed hearing your story, Kim and Eden, and you guys are doing a great thing by just talking and letting other women hear your words and see how you feel. And it's an outreach. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I had to create this masterclass, and so women are really loving it. And thank you for letting me talk about it, because that's really, I was led there. When you talk about journey, that was my journey. Every step of the way, I came right to this place. So
can you tell us how they can find that?
Oh, yes. You can, I could give you guys a link, or well, whenever this airs, I'd be happy to give you a link to a page they can go. If they're on my Instagram, there's a link right there, and it says,
oh, good.
Hey, Loa Masterclass. It'll say, click here to see my masterclass, and all the information is there. It takes you to a beautiful page, tons of information, and everything's answered. And yeah.
Yeah, I think what's beautiful about it too is I can tell that just with what you've taught us today is you're teaching women to love themselves and to embrace it's okay to be imperfect. And some of the challenges I do for myself are like, if I, like, for example, like I'm using the iPad and the angle is weird and it looks like I have even more of a double chin than I do. And I'm like, I'm not even going to fix it. I'm like, you know what? And sometimes I'll post a picture where I feel like I look weird or puffy, and I'm like, nope, I'm going to leave it, because you don't need to always be so airbrushed and perfect. And you know what I mean? It doesn't always, it's okay to show imperfections. And I love that there's a lot of women out there now doing that, where they're showing, here's the morning when I woke up, here's after I ate breakfast, and you're already like 3 pounds more, bloated. And it's just the angles. And I think that more of us need to see that, because there's such a misconception of that you have to be so perfect. And the poor kids right now, I have 2 girls, Eden has 2 girls, what they feel they have to be is just so much pressure.
Yeah. The most important thing you could ever teach anybody, a child or anybody, is that they can heal, ability to recover. And we don't have to be perfect, even though we talk about that. And I'm talking about beauty. I'm talking about reversing aging. It's about radiating health. Everything we're talking about is connected to the way your body functions. That just happens to make your face be in this beautiful balanced place. So the goal is to just kind of gather all of that up, and that's what the class is. But
okay. Well, I am interested in that, learning more about that too myself. We have a few more minutes. I wanted to ask about 2 more things. One is the issue of inflammation. Can you expand on that? And like, why does that happen? I know that's going on for me right now too. Are there tips that you have for it, and why do people experience that?
Inflammation is a message from your body. It is your body saying no. It's your body saying, look, we're doing the best we can. Right now, we don't have a place for that. We can't process that. Don't know. We've got an issue, and it's going to show up as pain or swelling or illness, whatever. And that, especially in an autoimmune situation, when you've got inflammation, it's a message that you want to listen to, and you want to have communication with your body. So as you're noticing it and you're feeling it, I'm a huge proponent of a notebook. Everyone should have a body notebook, and you write in it. Always keep the date. Always keep the date. It will help you. I promise you, over the years, you'll look back and go, that's right. I did do that test on whether or not I should eat that. And there is those 5 days. Look what I wrote. It will blow your mind what you'll learn about yourself. Inflammation is a message, and you want to get the message, and you want to communicate back to the body. Okay, how can I help? And that's where meditation comes in, because you get really quiet. And even if you don't think you're hearing anything, you're allowing for your body to harmonize. You're allowing for the communication between your cells and both of your brains, the one in your gut and the one in your head. You're allowing for that flow of. So you don't have to know everything, but you want to know what you know, and have confidence that your body is going to handle some things, because it is beyond intelligent. Just it'll blow your mind what your body knows. You don't know every time you blink. You don't have to stop and say, hang on, guys, hold it, I'm going to blink. Like, your body knows how to handle all of the things and the things. Just allow for that space and stay connected to what's inside. And when you feel inflammation, write it down, put the date, write what you eat for the next at least week, journal it, write the outcome, the feelings, the swelling, itemize it. Why would you not? Why would you not want that information? Otherwise, what's the other side of that? Just to keep suffering and then go to a doctor, and he's going to look at it and say, well, here's what I'll give you, because he's dealing with, that's all he can do, because you didn't give him that information that was written in that notebook. That is your holy story.
Okay.
Is that too
Love it?
I'm sorry. That was the mom coming out.
Oh, no.
There. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I receive it. Okay. And you also talk about morning routines. Like, I think you called it a mind care routine. Will you share about that?
Absolutely. The morning is when you set up the day. Your body has habits, like physical habits, the things you like to do with your body, certain times of day, things you like to eat, all the things. Your body also, the energy of you, your auric field is about arm's length around you. The energy of you also has habits. So you want to get yourself into a flow that your body can gravitate to. And as you wake up in the morning, there is a freshness to the mind. There is a crispness to the brain. And that is the time that you want to set the tone for the day. So every morning, I do some meditation. I read something that inspires me. I read something. And sometimes it will be the same thing over and over. If it's a lesson that I feel I need to get, if I'm really trying to just bring it into my heart, and I'll read it and then not necessarily think about it. This is the part where, when there's anxiety, you kind of have to separate the thinking about it and releasing your thoughts to meditation. The mornings are so important that I don't eat in the morning. I like to get through till lunch and then start food for the day. Just let my body heal.
Okay. Such great tips.
I know. I know. I feel like I learned so much, and it's also such stuff that's so relatable, even, for men, a lot of it too,
Yeah. You guys, I don't know why, but I really didn't now I intend it, but for many years, I didn't intend to be surrounded by women as a coach and teacher for women, but it was always women that came. I realized, okay, this is the message. I'm talking about heartfelt things. I'm talking about emotions. I'm talking about the body, women get that. Women are like, I hear you. I can understand this. And they just have always come. And so now when I developed the masterclass, it was with love to kind of give back to that group that's always shown up, if you know what I'm saying. It very much is for women. So
Yeah.
don't know how that happened, but it did.
You're calling.
Yeah. And it seems like women are a little bit more open, receptive for the most part.
Yeah.
But let's bring those men in now.
Yeah. Not all men are closed. There's a lot of open minds.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some really great guests on the show that are very conscious and open.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here and sharing so much wisdom with us. And I'm going to start applying what you said. And that's actually perfect for me to do in the mornings, what you suggested. So thank you very much. And for everybody else too. And we're excited because we don't usually release the whole YouTube. We do clips, but this one we're going to have it as a whole video so you can see some of the demonstrations. So make sure you check this out on YouTube. Check out Hey Loa on Instagram and give us feedback on this episode, or you can send her direct feedback as well. And thank you all for listening.
Yes, I'd love to hear from whoever has thoughts. And you guys, can I just say you're adorable? You're just freaking adorable, both of you. You have such lovely energy. You just do. You have a lovely way of expressing yourself. And it's been a pleasure just to talk to you and just to kind of see in your eyes. You're really lovely. So
thank you so much.
Same. Yeah. Right back at you. But that's nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Talk Purpose and Truth podcast. Find out more at talkpurposeandtruth.com. And follow us at Talk Purpose Truth on Instagram and Facebook.